Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 1, then you are in the right place. Welcome. Today's reading is going to be about what are your looks / vibe giving. So it could be a looks versus vibe or just a looks and vibe. I'm not sure yet. We'll see when I get into the reading, but I want to kind of get into like my reading. The topic was, what are your looks giving right now? What are your vibe? What's your vibe? I feel like I haven't done a reading like this in a minute, and I'm like, it's very exciting for me to do because I love like getting into what everybody's doing in their life and how people are, viewing you. I did a reading about like how you're being viewed in the 5D, but I kind of want to see what people are viewing you as. But it's meant to be about looks, but it can be your look, vibe, whatever. Okay, so let's get into it. It's enough yapping. Okay. We have the Knight of Pentacles and we have the Queen of Pentacles. That's gorgeous, actually. It means you're working. You're working hard. People are acknowledging that you're working really hard towards something. So the Knight of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles could be like an arc that you've made recently. You've got a better job. You're making more money. Like you seem more stable, more settled, more secure, more happy, right? More generous with your time and money, because I do believe Pentacles has to do with physical time and physical energy. So what you're spending your time and money on. So you're someone who's more generous with your time and money, as opposed to maybe before you were someone who was just working. Because if you see these two cards, there's like a difference in the look of them. So in this one, we have the person on the horse who's only focused on the coin. And the horse is taking them towards their goals, right? They don't have no friends beside them. It's like a dark and lonely road. So maybe you're more friendly and open as well. And then in the Queen of Pentacles card here, Queen of Pentacles, we have her sitting down. She's no longer traveling. She's at rest. She's at peace. She's looking a little bit more fashionable, better clothing, I would say. Yeah, it's definitely giving grown up. So you've grown up. You've matured in how you dress and how you interact with the world and how you behave and the things you buy, right? So you're dressing better now is what I'm hearing. You're definitely putting more time and energy into your looks, and maybe you went from someone who was young to grown now, right? That kind of energy, how you every time you see a family member you haven't seen for a long time, oh my gosh, you've grown, right? You got so tall. You remember me? You met me when you were just a baby. That kind of family member. That's how the public essentially is viewing you right now. You've grown up in terms of how you dress, looks. You're putting more time and effort and energy into your skincare routine, into your dressing routine, into the clothes and the quality of clothes that you wear. Maybe you're a little bit more like, not showy offy, but confident, right? You want to show off that, hey, I'm making more money now, or I'm grown now, because the red lip, I'm being called to the red lip here. So that's what's coming through mostly for you, a red lip. And that definitely represents grown woman energy, or grown man, I guess. But of course, red lipstick is what mostly women wear. So that vibe is coming through. So it's like you've grown. You're much more mature now. That's how people are viewing your looks, the way you're dressing, your vibe in general. Like before was all go, go, go. I'm only focused on the money. I was very much giving child kitty and what she's wearing here. But now the difference is like very stark, right? And here we only have a few petals falling. Now she's in like a beautiful garden, right? So maybe you've like moved somewhere different, more expensive. You have your own place. You're on your own. More independent is the kind of vibes that are coming through for you guys. But here her hair is styled. Here it is not. She's only wearing kind of like a coral lipstick in this card here. If you can even see that. In this card here, it's just red, right? Pure red. Here her hair is like tied back. Here it's down and out. And she's wearing like a floral headband to accentuate it. Then she's wearing, here her clothes are more loose fitting. Here they're more like sucked and snatched to her body. So it's definitely giving grown woman, grown man. You've grown into your body. You've grown into yourself energy. So that's the vibe that's coming through here. But like I said, in the Knight of Pentacles, she's very much like, I need to get here. The Queen of Pentacles is like, I'm very much already here. I've made my way to my destination. Okay. So maybe you went from someone who people only see at work looking, not told from the flow up. Spirit, please. That's crazy to say. But that came through. So that could be a thing. But you know how people like dress anyhow at work, but then when they're on vacation, is giving fashion show vibe. So you could have been someone who used to dress like, regular, to now it's a fashion show whenever you step out the house, that kind of thing. But it's mostly giving how I'm viewing seeing people, in my case, in high school, how they used to come to school looking not raggedy, but in high school you don't really have money to afford, If your parents aren't buying you the newest and fanciest and prettiest clothes, they're just buying you whatever to go to school with. And then when you get older, you're able to do your own makeup and wear your own clothes and dictate more of your style and your fashion. And it's kind of giving, when I see people that I used to know in high school on Instagram, I'm like, oh, look at them. I love that for them. They're wearing makeup. They're grown. They're going on vacations. I'm like, I never thought that would be you, honestly. There were some bad kids in my high school when I moved back to New York. The kids in Florida always seem a little bit more, they had like a good head on their shoulders. They came from means. People in New York, it's either sometimes you do come from means, sometimes you don't. So some of them really didn't look that okay. But then, I'm seeing them now. I'm like, I'm proud of you. I love to see it. I love to see it. But anyway, that's the vibe that's coming through for y'all, okay? I'm hearing how you've grown. So you've definitely grown as a person, but it's mostly like giving looks, but it could be giving a job, like I said, where you live, right? Let's get some cards, please, Spirit, for my group ones. What's their vibe? What are their looks giving lately? Their looks. Give me some cards for their looks. And hopefully I'm able to remember which side is which, okay? So we have these cards. We have the Six of Pentacles. Look at that. It's definitely giving patterns. You're messing around with silhouettes, with shapes, with textures, That's coming through very heavily. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is like exploring things. Exactly. Or trying new things, trying everything. Having options, right? So now you're coming through with someone who has like options based on based on what they want to wear. And here she has like Bantu knots in her hair, the little curls coming out. So you're experimenting with your hair as well. It's the vibe coming through. Can I get one more card for what their looks are giving? So experimenting, exploring, discovering new things, and trying to find your unique style could be what's coming through as well. You're trying a bit of everything. And here we have Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, it's definitely giving you're putting more money into your looks, because Pentacles is like strong on the board so far for you guys, okay? And this snake, I'm being called to the snake in this card here. And the snake represents temptation. It also represents transformation. It also represents shedding old skin. So there is something here about you shedding your old skin and becoming someone new. So that's a very strong energy coming through for you guys in my group ones. Okay, so if that doesn't resonate for you so far, then this may not be the reading for you. But for others of you, people are seeing you in a new light. It's giving, oh, this person more mature. They found themselves in some kind of way, They're definitely more fashionable. They're spending more money on different pieces. Like, I'm seeing them. I'm hearing quality pieces, right? And there's like a video that I was watching. I forget if it was Instagram or TikTok, but basically this lady was saying name brand things can kind of be, is it gouache? Where it's like you're trying too hard to show off what you have, like to look well put together and rich. It's not about having expensive name brand pieces. It's about having quality piece that you're able to put together and make look expensive. That's the kind of vibe coming through for you. So no one's saying you're out there spending all these coins on expensive name brand things, but the way you're putting specific pieces you bought over the years or recently together, it's definitely giving, rich. It's giving chic in some kind of way for some of you. Like chic has been coming up a lot in books that I'm reading, in videos that I'm seeing on social media. So that could be something that you're making a comeback with that, or chic is coming back, not that it ever left. But that's the vibe coming through for you. It's definitely giving come from means. Going from Knight of Pentacles, a child or someone who's trying to make it somewhere, to Queen of Pentacles, someone who has made it somewhere, right? And now someone who's now teaching others. It's like you become the blueprint in the way. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's helping others now become what they need to be. She's that nurturing mother figure that everyone looks up to, right? She takes in strays from off the side of the street. That could also be something coming through. And it's something that I was saying earlier as well, because you're being more generous with your time and your money, right? But towards yourself and others. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is confirming that for me once again, because the Six of Pentacles is literally the card of charity and generosity, right? So the things that you've been given, you're now giving back. So because you have been blessed with wealth and money, and prestige in some kind of way, you're now giving back to others. That's also how you're being viewed, but that's more towards vibes. This is supposed to be for looks, so don't mind me, okay? But your looks is definitely giving, you're spending time pampering yourself. You're being very generous with yourself, right? In terms of how your looks are coming across to other people. So you're definitely putting more time and energy into your hair. You could be buying 30-inch bust downs, middle part bust downs. You could be spending a lot of money on the hair that you're using. You could be getting your hair done every other day. You could be getting your nails done all the time. You're buying new shoes. People are always seeing you pop up with new stuff. Like, you're buying more expensive, like, what is it called, perfumes and stuff to put in your hair at that, put on your face and put on your body. Like, you know what I mean? It's giving me that kind of energy. Just for example's sake, I think it was 2 weekends ago, I went to the mall with my best friend, and we were just like in Sephora, we were in Ulta, we were in Lush. And for those of you who don't know Lush, I highly recommend you look into them because their stuff is so freaking good. Like, they're like a body care company, right? And they have like body butters, they have body lotions, they have soaps, body washes, and it's all like natural, you know. And it just makes my skin feel so good. I forget the first time we discovered them, but we have been like going back consistently. They're not for the cheap of heart. Let me stop. You know, the saying is they're not for the faint of heart. They're not for the cheap of heart. They're not cheap, essentially. So you're spending money on good quality things is the vibe that's coming through heavily for you. But we were just in Sephora. We were in Ulta. We were in freaking Barnes and Noble. That's when I bought all these cards, like from last week that I was telling you guys about. Like, we was on a spree, and it's been so long since I've been on a spree. It felt so good. And now I can wake up every day excited, right? I get to use all the things. I finally like splurged on like some pattern hair products because, of course, if you're a natural hair girl, you've been probably hearing about Pattern since Tracee Ellis Ross came out with the brand. But back when it came out, I was still just a child. Let me stop. I didn't have the funds to be splurging on hair products like that. So I was stuck with Cantu trial, which always worked for me. It was never a problem, but I wanted to try something new, right? So I'm like, now I was at Ulta. I'm like, yeah, let me try Pattern, right? Let me splurge. Let me just try it. And now I'm like, oh, I feel fancy, right? Because it's like $30 for one product. I'm like, before me was like, ew, what are you doing? I would never spend that much money on a hair care product. How the mighty have fallen, because I definitely did. Okay, but it's just like things like that. You went from Cantu to Pattern, you know? You went from Bath and Body Works to Lush, right? You went from drugstore to Sephora and Ulta. That kind of vibe is coming through here. Knight of Pentacles is like, oh, I'm just dabbling. I'm just trying different things. Drugstore, Target, stuff like that. You know, Walmart even. And now I'm like, no, there's specific brands that I like to buy from that are me, like a part of my trademark now, a part of who I am. I'm not going to go back to less than that, you know? So it could be giving like a little bourgeoisie, a little bit, we're not mad at it because it's giving, oh, this person is like grown now, you know? I love to see it. I'm proud of y'all. Group 1, period. Okay. And then we have 7 of Cups. Like I said, it's definitely giving you're having like the world is at your feet, essentially, when it comes to how you look, right? Because we have rainbows, this is like giving me victory, this is giving me temptation, right? So I feel like a lot of different opinions are coming through about you from people, right? So some people are seeing you as very tempting, some people are seeing you as very successful, others are seeing you as very stable. You could be like wearing a lot of expensive jewelry now, you know? You know how some girls love to have all the rings and the bracelets and the anklets and the necklaces and the earrings and accessorizing is definitely a vibe coming through for some of you. Then we have heart, so love can be something coming through as well. You look really loved up. And I was reading some book, it's the same book I'm reading right now. It's like about a girl who meets, of course, a billionaire. That's my vibe right now. It flows from mafia to different. Let me stop. My business. That's my business. Anywho, right now I'm reading a billionaire romance. Right, I think it's called 100 Days. And basically, in the book, the friend was like, could tell the girl had got some good, right? Because she's like, you look different, and she's like, I wonder what it is. And she's like smiling, looks like very replete and satisfied. And the friend is like, oh, you got some, didn't you? And the girl is like, how did you know? And she's like, I could just tell, especially they've been friends for a while. So you could tell when someone's demeanor has changed, when they're in love, when they've met someone, when they seem happier and lighter and freer and more smiley, you know? That's the kind of vibe coming through for you. So some of you, that could be love coming through, that people are seeing you in love now. For others of you, people are seeing you more successful, making more money and buying more things for yourself, pouring into yourself, right? You know, pouring into others, that kind of energy. I'm hearing like giving away some of your old stuff to people. Could be like the generosity coming through when it comes to your looks. Like, you know, friends are benefiting from you buying more expensive stuff because you're buying stuff for the whole class. You know what I mean? It's giving Ariana 7 rings. How in the is it the music video? She bought all her like closest friends to the jewelry store and bought them a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, that's the kind of friend I aspire to be. So rich, I don't gotta worry about it. Like, let's go to the store and like just buy the whole store, right? Why not? But that's the kind of energy coming through for you guys when it comes to looks. Like expensive jewelry, only the best products, like stuff like that, okay? And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So you're shelling out money and coins for your looks, okay? Fresh blowouts, you're dyeing your hair. Like I'm hearing highlights, I'm hearing balayage, right? And you know, fall is coming up. I've been thinking about dyeing my hair too, like a nice brown, a light brown, a golden brown, you know? And I'm like, you know what? I might just do that. I've wanted to every fall, but I never have. This fall is going to be my fall, right? So getting a new hair color, stuff like that. And that's not expensive because it's like, it's upkeep. You got to upkeep it and take care of your hair while you're doing it, you know? And that takes money sometimes, you know? So anyway, that's the vibe coming through for your looks. You're looking more expensive, guys. Now I want to get some cards for your overall vibe, which kind of already came through, but let's see what comes through, right? Why not? Just their overall vibe, my group ones. Please spur at the bottom, but what's at the bottom of the deck? The Crone of Pentacles. And I believe that's the King of Pentacles. So money, money, money. Ain't it funny? In a rich man's world. Abba, please remove yourself from my reading. But that's literally what's coming through. Money, money, money. Ain't it funny in a rich man's world? Maybe you find yourself a billionaire. Like I was talking about the billionaire romance that I was reading. Maybe you find yourself a sugar daddy something, but people are buying you things. You're buying more things for yourself. Or people are feeling more generous towards you, right? So maybe they're saying, oh, this person looks more beautiful than ever. And that's them complimenting you, being generous towards you in the looks category. You know what I mean? That's kind of coming through. Like, oh, you look prettier lately. And they're giving you more compliments and they're being more generous with their, you know, compliments and words of affirmation when it comes to you. You're kind of like just soaking it up. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing with your hair? Like your skin is glowing. Da 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 da. And people just keep bombarding you with compliments. You're kind of like, oh, hey, I can get used to this. That could be what's coming through with the Six of Pentacles as well, you know? People are complimenting you more, being more generous when it comes to your look, saying, hey, do you want this? Do you want that? Giving you samples. Someone could be saying, you need to get your nails done. Here's some money. You need to get your hair done. Here's some money. And now all of a sudden you looking like money. And people are like, hey, what's going on with this person? Like they went from looking like this to this. Like that's crazy, you know? That's life though. Okay, so my group one's vibe, please. What is their vibe looking like, okay? You know, their physical appearance is looking like money. Here we have Page of Wands. This is definitely giving me the troublesome, stubborn child who just wants to do what they want to do. That's kind of what your vibe is giving. Like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Like spoiled, kind of, you know? Strong-willed. The Page of Wands always gives me that energy. It's kind of like rebel in a way. Like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. You're either going to support me in it or leave me alone. You can either leave or come with, you know? She's taking all of her. These are too many cards. I guess I'll take them. Why not? She's like taking her little staff. She's walking across the water. She's seeing new animals. She's out into the sunlight. And she's giving little girl, but one who wants to learn more about the environment around her. So your vibes are definitely giving more friendly, open. I want to learn new things, you know, come here, talk to me. That's the kind of energy you're giving, you know. But yeah, experimental. So it's definitely giving the new look you have is also bringing in a new personality, and people are kind of like, oh, I kind of want to know who this person is. So your vibe is like welcoming. It's the perfect word, right? Like, come on in. You know, what is this? The water's fine. That's a saying I've heard on like television sometimes. Like, come on in, the water's fine. You know, you're inviting people over to your house more, which is what I was saying with you being more generous with your time and energy. You're just more friendly, more open. That's something that people are, realizing about you as of late. Okay, here we have the Ace of Swords. You're being more talkative in general. You're also, I'm hearing quick-witted, like you have quick whips. You could be someone who used to be more quiet. Now you're talking back to people. Now you're like sarcastic, and you always have a comeback, but maybe before you didn't really have anything to say. It's like giving like someone coming out of their shell, coming into their own. I love this, right? And as I said, coming into your own, I heard crone. So you are definitely someone who has evolved, not into the maiden, not into the mother. You're giving crone energy now. Like you finally found yourself and no one can tell you anything different, right? So it's kind of giving how you have stepped out of the shadow. You may have been, living in, you stepped out of your family shadow, your friend's shadow, and you're finally becoming who you want to be. I'm getting the example of where you could have a family of straight musicians, right? And this one person in the family wants to be like, no, I'm the only musician. So you were forced to live in their shadow, like, oh, I can't really be who I want to be because they said there can only be one musician in the family. And you have been like living, on eggshells, like I don't want to step on their toes. I don't, even though you may be more talented than them, more beautiful than them, more vibrant than them, more, whatever than them. You're like, I don't want to step on their toes. They told me I'm not going to be anything. They're the singer of the family. And you're just been like stepping behind them, like tippy-toeing, singing in the shower, like you're too afraid to like speak your truth, essentially. And all of a sudden, that was a maiden in you, right? And then we have the mother essentially coming through. And it's kind of like the mother wants to cater to everyone else but her. That's the mother archetype. Realistically, unfortunately, in today's society, the mother comes last, the kids come first, the husband comes next, like, making sure her family, other than her kids and husband are fine, right? So it's like very much I have to give to everyone else. The crone is like, I don't give a rat's behind. You ever see those old rich ladies on social media? They don't care. They're cussing people out. They're telling people, you know what I mean? This is one lady in particular. She's like, I think she's rich. Her husband's either rich or she has accumulated money from only marrying rich men. And they're asking her like, what's some advice that you would give young women? And she's like, choose your friends with your friends. I still have the same friends, and don't ever, it's just I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's like a video. She's like just telling women how to live their life, right, to the fullest. And that's the crone energy where I don't care what no one thinks of me. I don't care what this person's saying. I don't care like what's going on in the world. If I want to be a singer and I come from a world full of singers or a house full of singers, that's my cross to bear. I'm gonna do what I need to do, right? I come from a house full of doctors and everyone's like more successful than me. It doesn't matter. That should not stop you from being a doctor as well. That's the kind of energy coming through. You're finally stepping out of that shadow that may have been cast on you from your family, friends, even from a friend group. Oh, I'm the pretty friend. You can't be pretty too. Like, excuse me? I've never heard of that. You should want all your friends to be pretty too, right? Or I'm the successful friend. I'm the singer friend. I'm the actor friend. You can't also be wanting to become an actor as well. That's only my thing. I'm like, what the hell? No. That's what you will finally realize. Like, what the hell? I'm letting this friend, this family member hold me back. If they really cared about me, they would tell me to go after my dreams. Not, sit in their shadow, right? That's the energy coming through. Page of Wands, like going out there and finally doing what you wanted. Even if you may not be the best at it, even if there's going to be some hiccups, you want to explore and at least try. So I'm getting like quick whips, comebacks, like someone is like being catty towards you. You are like blowing their spot up right away. You're no longer dealing with people trying to talk down to you. And that's what your vibe is giving overall. Yeah, it's welcoming, but it's also, I'm not taking any ish, right? It's like do no harm, take no ish. We have the Ace of Wands coming out too. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, your confidence is up. Your sex appeal is up as well. Okay, and there's something here about your creativity and going after what you want is also up. So you having the clarity, the foresight, and you having the confidence and creativity to now go after what you want because you are in this Page of Cups energy. And that is about, trying to go after all your dreams, no matter if you fail or not. Doing something at least once, just to say you did it, right? Then we have the Chariot, which is also like reaffirming everything I've just been saying, okay? Chariot card is also Page of Wands energy. I'm going after what I want. I don't care what anyone has to say about it. Family, friends, whatever, lover, right? You're letting go of all that hot air that has so many opinions about your life. Like, I don't want to hear it. Bye. Okay, I'm ready to explore the world. Someone's saying you're in a wheelchair, you can't do this, you can't do that. Watch me. Straight up, watch me. And then we have judgment, which is you finally standing up, speaking up, and speaking your truth is the big vibe coming through here. That's like in a nutshell what this is. Your looks is giving I'm a new person. Your vibe is giving I'm a new person, stepping into a new energy. Take it or leave it. Okay? But judgment's definitely a card about following your inner calling. So far you were just like, oh, this person said I can't be that. There can't be two singers in the friend group. I have to sit back and like be something else. But you weren't shining in that thing. You weren't happy in that thing. And now you're finally saying, I don't give a flying, like, I don't care. I'm doing me, right? And now that you're doing you, you're shining brighter than you ever have. And we love that for you, okay? Let's clap for group ones. Let's do that, okay? Clap for yourselves. Pat yourself on the back. You have a lot of new beginnings coming through. Pages are new beginnings. They're also messages. So some of you could be receiving creative messages from people or creative collabs or like compliments, encouragement as well. That's why the foresight and the momentum is here with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. The path is clear, right? And the energy is obtained or ready to be expressed however you see fit. And then we have judgment, which is inner calling, following that inner voice, okay? Judgment is also having that discernment to do what is in your best interest instead of catering to everyone else's. Like I said, moving on from that mother energy. If they're not your child, what they gotta do with you? Like if they don't want you to be the singer as well, sometimes it is simply just jealousy or intimidation. They're scared that you have more talent than them. So they're like, oh no, I always wanted to be a singer. That's my thing. Like, I hate that. I'm so sorry. I can't stand people like that because no. If we both want to sing, we're both going to sing and may the best man win. It's as simple as that. Or we go in this together and support each other. Like nothing's ever that serious. You can't tell someone how to live their life. Ugh, annoying. But speaking up and speaking out, and look how I was saying how the snake in the Seven of Cups was calling to me, and we have a snake on her shirt. So shedding old skin and stepping into new skin. And look at how she looks very snazzy here. Like I said, you're playing around with patterns and colors and new like themes when it comes to how you dress. The accessories that I was speaking about, the glasses, could be a part of the look, or she may need glasses. But this is you heading the charge, leading the charge is, I guess, a better way to say it. You're the one who's in living color as opposed to these people who are black and white or just muted in the background. You're the star. You're standing out. Okay? So it's like the the energy is gaining momentum. You finally find your confidence and now you can do whatever you want because you believe in yourself. And that's that crone energy coming through. Okay. So what else can we get for my group ones, please? Spirit, I'll just call you group 2. We have Listen. Okay. This is giving you the song from Dreamgirls. So some of you could actually be singers for real. And then we have the Elements. This is beautiful. These cards are so pretty. Like I'm so hyped whenever I get to use these cards, guys. I just can't. They're so pretty. But we have Listen. Maybe you've stopped listening to what people are saying and okay, I'm getting a new message. Just bear with me. We have this person listening to what this girl is saying. Right? And then, okay, let me show you the card closer up. We have a bird on top of her head, and it's kind of looking like the bird is ready to, peck this girl for what she's saying to this other girl, this mermaid. And this bird is kind of like telling her, don't listen to her, right? And this girl does look kind of catty, doesn't she? She looks kind of, catty a little bit in this. But it's definitely giving, don't listen to what people have to say about you, and you're definitely in the energy of not listening, okay? But also the song Listen from Dreamgirls, I'm hearing listen. I am alone at a crossroads. I'm not at home in my own home. And I've tried to get you off my mind. You should have known. But there's also part of the song where she's like, I'm more than what you made of me. I follow the voice you think you gave to me. So now I gotta find my own. I don't know where I belong, but I'll be moving on if you won't listen, okay? Of course, Beyonce did her thing with that song, and I can't do that right now. I can't sing the way she was singing up in that song right now, okay? But that's the song coming through. If you haven't heard it, Listen by Beyonce from Dreamgirls. Maybe the movie is important. But I do believe there's a lot of like cattiness in that movie, because we have these three girls who I think were placed together. I haven't seen Dreamgirls, don't shoot me, okay? I've seen bits and pieces of it, but movies that I know are ghetto, and they're like, there's like gonna be hard times or just drama. I don't like watching them, because I'm like, I already know what's gonna happen. This guy gonna be dirty to her. This girl gonna be, trifling in it. And it's right. It's true, because that's exactly what they do to Effie in the movie. They try to, cast her out because she's the star and she acts as such, right? But anywho, I believe like Eddie Murphy's character, Jamie Foxx's character, one of them, half was in the movie, was trying to, hold down Beyonce and say, I'm the one who made you famous, listen to me. And she was kind of like, no, I'm going to listen to myself and my heart. I'm more than what you made of me. Now I'm following the voice that I gave to me. Bars. Oh my gosh, period. This reading's going crazy right now, but I love it, okay? That's the energy coming through. You're no longer listening to other people. You're listening to yourself, period. And the elements, you're listening to the world around you, the natural world around you. The whispers of the wind, you know what I mean? What the earth is telling you, what Mother Gaia is whispering in your ear. That's what you're listening to. And we have like a very strong presence of blue coming through here. And blue is the throat chakra. So the way you speak, the words that you say or the things you don't say. But the Ace of Swords here is telling me you're using your voice, okay? And blue is not that prominent in this deck. So these two cards coming out together like mean something. Blue is important here. Blue could also mean something to you. It could be your favorite color, but blue also means like flow. It means water sometimes. And water is also very powerful, whether in its docile state, but mostly in its like stormy, state, right? So that could be something coming through. You think that you're weak because you're water and you're always crying, you're emotional, not emotion. You're emotional. Emotion could be coming through as well. That's a Destiny Child song, Emotion. It's just emotion taking me over. But anyway, your emotion, you think you're weak for having emotions, but it makes you stronger than everybody else, because when it comes time to deal with those emotions, you've been doing it for so long, and those emotions would overtake someone else in a way it won't overtake you, because it's something you're used to dealing with, So you're seeing it as a weakness, now you're seeing it as a strength, or you used to be seeing it as a weakness, now you're seeing it as a strength, okay? We're going to get from this deck here, and then I'll leave you guys. It's just emotion taking me over. My group ones, please. I keep wanting to call you group twos. That's weird. So maybe some of you are going to feel called to group two. Anything else for my group ones? Okay, we have another card. We have Dancing in the Light. Yeah, you're finally dancing in the light. These cards are gorgeous. No longer hiding in the shadows. You're dancing in the light. You're being seen. You're allowing yourself to be seen. And then we have this card over here that says good things comes in threes. Interesting. Maybe some of you are in a group. Because we have good things come in threes. Maybe instead of you fighting with a friend about, I'm the singer, no, I'm the singer, no, I'm the singer, all of you should come together and be singers together, right? You know what I mean? Make a little girl group, and maybe you'll have more of a chance to make it. That's what they did in those shows back in the days. When they couldn't like have everyone be famous on their own, they would put them in a group, and then as a group they would pop off, and then after a few years, if you still don't want to be together, you can kind of break apart and then have your solo careers. But in order to get notoriety and be famous, sometimes it's best to do it in a group of people, okay? But anyway, good things come in threes. So something could be coming through you. Like I said, you had to glow up with looks, you had to glow up with a job, then you had to glow up with house or with love. So if something has been going so well in your life lately, you got a better job, that's one good thing. And you have two other things coming your way. If you've experienced all three, then that's your good thing coming threes. If you experience none, you'll be experiencing three things. If you've experienced two, you still have one more to go. It's kind of giving me that vibe. So your vibe overall is giving this person's just, knocking down all these things. Right? She got her house, she got her man, she got her job. That's her three right there. If you haven't experienced any three things, great big things you've been wishing for, those things are coming in, right? And if you experience one or two, you still have more to come. It's the vibe that's coming through for you guys, right? Now, this card here is so beautiful, the elements. Like, do y'all see that? Like, that's the vibe you're giving off. This person is so beautiful. Like, what the heck? And then dancing in the light. You can't see that properly. Dancing in the light. Or dancing in light. Not even just dancing in light. I'm feeling like a big Empress vibes from you guys. Like, everything you wanted is like you're attracting right now. And it's because you have become this magician in a way. Because with the elements here, it's definitely giving how in the magician card he's using, or they are using, all 4 elements to get whatever they want. They're using all 4 suits, elements, whatever you want to call it, right? And they're putting it all together to make what they want a reality, to bring it in, call it in, okay? They're embodying what they want. But that's what I'm getting for you guys. I'm going to leave your reading right here before I keep talking too much. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 2 or however you made your way here, welcome. Today's reading is going to be about what are your looks giving, what are your vibes giving. So looks versus vibe, looks and vibe, doesn't matter. We're going to get into both in this reading. So just sit back and relax and get comfortable. Let's get right into it. For my group 2s, please spirit, what are their looks giving / their vibes? We have the Lovers and we have the Knight of Cups. Interesting. Yeah, middle of the deck energy is really coming through strong today for group 1 and not group 2. So the Lovers is the Lovers, right? In this card specifically, it came out before. It's definitely giving me self-love, right? The Lovers even, like, what's the word? The Lovers, even in general, I guess you could say, or traditionally, doesn't even have anything to do with love. It's about a decision. You know what I mean? Or making an important decision between 2 different things. But in this card specifically, it's definitely giving a lot of self-love because she's literally caressing the mirror that she sees herself in, okay? And then we have the Knight of Cups, which is like very stereotypically a romantic kind of card. Knight in shining armor, someone who craves love, someone who chases love, someone who romanticizes their life in any kind of way. Like, how can I make my life more beautiful? How can I make my life more abundant? You know, that kind of thing. So that could be something coming through. You're finding ways to make your life more beautiful, you know, more worth living. Definitely main character energy, or you are making a habit of chasing every single desire your heart is like giving to you. You know, one day it may be I want to go skydiving and you go do that. And the next day it may be I want to go bowling and you do that. And the next day your heart desires some cookies and you go give them that. Like, you're doing whatever you can to make yourself the priority. You're like literally treating yourself the way you'd want like a romantic partner to treat you, right? You're treating yourself the way you want to be treated, essentially, right? That's the vibe coming through for you guys. And I do believe it's making you very attractive. Some of you could have dyed your hair recently. Some of you could have cut off your hair recently. Purple is coming through as a very important color, and purple is like always gives me royalty. Purple is also crown chakra energy, so you could be tapping more into your third eye chakra, your crown chakra vibes, which is like predominantly 5D energy. So you're anchoring, I'm hearing specifically to say you're anchoring your energy with spirit. So, or the messages you're getting from spirit that you could think or could be coming from your heart, you're grounding into your reality, right? That's a very interesting way to put it. So yeah, the things that spirit, so essentially, spirit is giving you ideas and they're telling you to implement them into your everyday life. And because you're following it, because you are in sync with your crown chakra, your life seems more fantastical is the kind of vibe that's coming through. So basically, because you're following divine cues, your life is going great because you're listening to spirit and they know all, essentially. They know what's best for you as well. So you're doing what's best for you by listening to spirit, and your life is like coming full circle, or it's very beautiful right now, okay? Boy, that's a mouthful. That's what's coming through for y'all, right? Knight of Cups, love, chasing happiness, right? Chasing bliss as well. But let's shuffle these and get into specifically what your looks are giving. Okay. My group 2s, please, Spirit. What are their looks giving? What are their looks giving as opposed to their overall vibe, I guess? You could pose the question. What are my group 2's looks giving right now? How are we reviewing their looks? What are their looks giving right now? Interesting. Nothing? My group 2's, what are their looks giving? So, and we're not taking all of these. I'm sorry, I apologize. What are their looks giving? We have 1, thank you. And we have 2 and 3. Okay, that's all I need. I don't need too much now. So I'll take 5 minutes on 1 card. We have 5 of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. Oh, yeah, it's definitely giving self-assured. It's definitely giving confident. For some people, it's giving cocky, and they may not like that. But it's definitely giving, I know what I'm doing, right? And I can do it better than you. That's what you're doing right now. You're stepping into your power. Whatever it is you're doing in life, it's definitely giving, I can do it better than anyone else. That's that vibe coming through very strongly for you. Very self-assured. Like I said, borderline arrogant vibes. But I feel like that's from people think you're arrogant. That's like a very prominent or common thing when it comes to the world we live in. When someone is sure of themselves and loves who they are and they know they're good at what they do, they're arrogant and they're cocky. But it's like, no, I just know that I'm good at this and that's it, right? Especially if you have the supportive spirit behind you, backing this notion. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm good at this. Yeah, I'm good at that. Yeah, I know I'm good. Like, someone saying you look beautiful. Yeah, I know. Thanks. Oh, you're very talented. Oh, I know. Thanks. Like, instead of saying, you're kind of like, I know. Like, tell me more. Tell me more. You know what I mean? That's the kind of energy coming through for you guys. And that could be kind of off-putting for some people. And it could lead to most people wanting or feeling like they have to compete with you, right? Because 5 of Wands at its core is an energy about competing, one-upping, trying to do better, trying to get one over on, that kind of energy. So when it comes to your looks, people could be trying to stump you, do better than you, one-up you, whatever that may be. But it's because you sit so confidently in your Queen of Wands energy, which is a I know. Not a, oh, really? Oh, thank you. Oh, she's like, you don't got to tell me. I know these things, but it's nice to hear it. She loves to praise, but she doesn't need it, Very funny vibe. I love this, honestly. Okay, so your looks right now is definitely giving in control, in command. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going, right? And Ace of Swords is definitely that kind of vibe as well. The Ace of Swords is clarity and foresight. The path ahead is quite clear to you. You know what I mean? So it's kind of giving you your dead set on getting somewhere or doing something or achieving something, and you're well on your way. And it's kind of like you already know you're better than the competition, right? So for example, you're in a singing competition where you're singing and you have to have the best voice and you need to have the it factor, the X factor. And while some people have amazing voices, they don't have what it takes to be performers. They don't have the stage presence. They don't have the look to them. They don't have the personality to them, but you do. So you're kind of like telling yourself, it's a no-brainer, right? So when you walk around with your head held high and people are like, oh, you're not nervous? No, I know I'm going to win, or I know I'm going to do well. And they're kind of like, not everyone's gunning for you because you seem like you know what's going on and you know where you're going and you know what you're doing. And those people are either going to follow behind you and want to, follow what you're doing, or they're going to want to knock you down a peg, right? So when it comes to like dressing yourself, getting up in the morning, putting yourself together, you kind of have like a set routine already. You know what makes you look good. You know what makes you stand out apart from the crowd. And you're the kind of person who's in the street taking selfies, not caring what anyone's thinking about. You're going to stop someone and say, hey, can you take a picture of me? Like, I just have to, document this outfit, right? And it's just a mirror selfie won't do. It has to be a proper picture, right? And people are like, the nerve of this person. And it's kind of like, love me or hate me, I know I look good. You know what you guys are giving me? You guys are giving me Regina George. You're also giving me Blair from Gossip Girl, where she was very much like, I know I'm a B, ITCH, and I own it. But I'm also smart and pretty, so what can you tell me about? Like, what can you say against me except that I mean? Like, okay. Regina George, I'm smart, I'm pretty, and I'm popular. Like, and I'm rich. Like, yeah, you all hate me, but it's because you want to be me, right? I love this. Stop. But that's what I'm getting from y'all. That's what your looks are giving right now. Like, I know I'm the baddest. I know everyone's looking to see what I do next. Like, I know everyone wants to see how I do my hair or how I do my nails or, you know, what I'm wearing, right? And you're kind of like leaning into it. You're making it a thing. You're turning yourself into like a character, I believe, you know, or a persona. That's what I just heard. And you're turning yourself into a persona, a brand, a something like that. You know what I mean? Where you know people look at you all the time and you're using it to your benefit. Period. Period. Okay. Oh boy. It's definitely getting, I don't know, I'm getting like models. Some of you could be like models. You're trying to, you know, breach the modeling world or performer world or influencer world or something. Maybe you guys are, you literally give the vibe of an influencer, but you don't try to monetize off of it. And that's what you should be doing, or that's what you are doing now. And I just paused the video for a second and it paused exactly on 10:10, okay? There could be something also very different, not different, but like, because I heard, when I said 10:10, I heard Ben 10. And for those of you who don't remember Ben 10, if you grew up like around my age, Ben 10 was a show on Cartoon Network where he had like a bracelet that turned him into like 10 different aliens. So he was Ben, but then he was also this alien and that alien and then 10 different aliens. And he was also like a very, from what I remember from the show, he was also like a very arrogant, very, you know, kind of little boy. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe he wasn't arrogant. He was just very confident about his abilities. And I was seeing it as arrogant because that's what we're taught to believe. Someone who's too sure of themselves, oh, we have to knock them down a peg. They're too this, they're too that, they're too full of themselves. And it's just like, no, you should love yourself the most out of everybody else. And you should think you should think the most of yourself, right? You should feel this way about yourself. And that's kind of what I'm being with the Lovers that was coming through and the Knight of Cups. You are romanticizing you. You are romanticizing your life. You're posting. You're taking the selfies. You're not afraid to be seen. You know what I mean? You want to be seen. You crave to be seen. You guys group too. You definitely do. I don't know. I don't care what you say. You could deny it in the comments. If you don't feel that way, this is not your reading. Okay? But you crave the spotlight. You want to be seen. You want to be applauded, praised, you know, all that kind of stuff. And that's what you try to cultivate into your life every day. You know, look good, feel good, be applauded, get preferential treatment, stuff like that, right? That's the kind of energy, because I'm feeling like if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. That's the kind of blind faith you guys have cultivated for yourselves, right? Okay. So your looks are definitely giving popular. It's definitely the main character with the Queen of Wands coming through. It's definitely giving out there in your face, okay? Accentuated, right? And these are all things that she's writing down in her book and looking up, and her pen is on fire at that. So it's definitely giving fast and quick. You're changing outfit changes, makeup looks, like it's coming out fast and hot, you know, hot and heavy. So some of you are looking very sexy as well. But yeah, this over here, I don't know if I said it, it's giving America's Next Top Model, this card here. How all the girls in the show would fight to become the next best thing, right? It's just giving show, competing. So your looks are definitely giving like you could be competing with people, or you should be in some kind of thing competing with other people. I don't know. That's what we have for that. Now we're going to get into, I guess, your vibe, your overall vibe. For my group 2's please, Spirit, what is their overall vibe giving? What is their overall vibe giving? Their overall vibe. That was like, the card flew out. I love when the cards fly out like that. We have 7 of Cups. This came out in group 1, and I did kept feeling to call my group 1s group 2. So there could be something for group 1. Group 2, please, Spirit, their overall vibe, please. I'm hearing eclectic. I'm hearing charming. So you're very charming. And I do believe the Knight of Cups can be considered like a Prince Charming card. So it's definitely giving that for you guys. You're charming in the world. I don't want all these cards. Oh, how many are these? They're not that bad. I'll take them. We'll just go over them kind of quickly. Okay, so we have the Crone of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles, okay? I guess because this is the modern goddess deck, they didn't want to put King of Pentacles, so they put Crone of Pentacles. But it's definitely giving luxury. It's definitely giving, not uppity, but comfortable, right? The things you're posting is giving eating the finest foods, going on the finest vacations, living in the finest places. Like, that's what it's kind of giving. I'm hearing upper crust. So it's kind of giving upper echelon is what I'm hearing as well. You know what I mean? You're going to luncheons, you're going to dinners, you're going to brunches. Like, you're doing your makeup and going out looking very pretty and taking videos. And people are kind of like, oh, like the vibe is just giving luxurious, okay? The King of Pentacles is what that gives, okay? Or the Crone of Pentacles. Then we have the Two of Pentacles. You could be like very busy as well. Your vibe is definitely giving, you're doing a lot. You have like a lot on your shoulders, but you're balancing it very well. That's essentially what the Two of Pentacles means. Like, you have a lot of like work to do, but you're also balancing it out really well with like social obligations or hang out with people. So people are seeing you hard at work, you know, but they're also seeing you making enough time for play, which is also very important, okay? And look at what I was talking about, the model vibe. Look at what she's giving. She's just like, it's giving catwalk. I'm telling y'all, that's what your vibe is giving. So you guys are giving me like a big influencer kind of vibe. People are watching you live your life, and they're watching your daily vlogs, and they're watching you jet set, and they're watching you eat the finest foods, and they're watching you like just live this fantastic romanticized life. And they're kind of like, what about me? Or they're like, why not me? Even that, you know, and that's what I was saying with the whole Regina George vibe. Like, people are kind of like, we don't like her, but it's more so because of what the life you live, not even who you are as a person. Even though Regina was kind of like she wasn't the best person, honestly. Who was the other example I gave? Blair Waldorf. She wasn't the best person either. Yeah, so people are seeing you as those kinds of energy. You know, they're definitely, I think, they're both rich, obviously, but was there any growth? I think Blair grew in Gossip Girl, but Regina George, I don't know. Maybe you're giving like damage in some kind of way, like, and not like a, oh my gosh, but it's kind of like you come from an upbringing where you didn't feel seen, so you had to be extra, like something like that is what's coming through. I feel like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like giving short person syndrome. You don't have to be short for it to be true, but people who are shorter have to be extra and louder and more on, because otherwise they will blend into the crowd or get lost even. You know what I mean? That's the kind of energy you have to be more on, the more exaggerated, the more showman-y showmanship. You showy, right? Shouting from the rooftops. Oh, I have this, I have that. I'm so this, I'm so that. You know, I'm blessed, right? And people are like, oh, you know, it leaves a bad taste in some people's mouth, but that's definitely not your problem, right? Unless you're actively being mean and like trying to do harm through showing the kind of life you live, if that makes sense, right? Anyway, let's get the rest of it. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out under the Crone of Pentacles. So it's definitely giving that energy of just living luxuriously. And this is a big thing coming through for group 1 as well. So I love that this is coming through for 2 groups in a row, because I love this for you guys. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which means you work hard for it, with the Two of Pentacles coming through and the Eight of Pentacles clarifying that you work hard for everything that you have amassed. So it's like, people can't even be mad though. It's giving you have money and means, but you worked so hard for it. So you deserve to shout from the rooftops how good you have it. And some people may see, oh, you didn't, like, no, you work hard for it. So yes, you do deserve it. But some people be salty either way, whether you worked hard for it or not. So it's kind of like you don't really care what that to say, because you know what you did to deserve this or earn it, you know? Now I'm hearing Earned It by The Weeknd, so that could be an important song coming through. Because you deserve it, you deserve. The way you work it, you're always worth it. Something like that is coming through. Anyway, and it's funny because that song was like from the soundtrack of 50 Shades of Grey, and that's kind of like also upper echelon billionaire vibe coming through. That was also kind of coming through in group one, you know. Another book that I'm reading about a billionaire and falling in love with the, you know, regular girl kind of energy could be coming through as well. Interesting. But manifestation, which like visualizing, is like a big vibe for your vibe. If that makes sense, because we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups coming out. So it's like visualization. The way her eyes are closed, she's like visualizing it, meditating on it, right? And then it's kind of like, boom, it just popped up one day, right? The fruits of your labor. Two of Pentacles, you're balancing it really well, you know? Honestly, it's giving hot commodity. I'm feeling myself. I'm in control. I'm in demand. I'm in control of my schedule. Like, no one's telling me what to do. I'm not working no 9 to 5. I'm not no slave to the rhythm kind of energy. That's what your vibe is giving. Especially with this Two of Pentacles, meaning juggling, having a busy schedule, as well as the Seven of Wands, looking good while doing it. Okay, I do believe your fashion sense is like on point coming through here. The clothes that you're wearing, it's definitely giving like a good use of color, good use of like patterns. Okay, I can't even say texture. It's definitely giving patterns. Okay, it's definitely giving some of you are older. You're wearing like a lot of flowy, loose textures. For others of you who you are younger, you're playing around with stripes and polka dots, or stripes and, you know, circles, right? Others who are playing around with colors, because even here, the Two of Pentacles, these colors wouldn't usually all go together, but she's making it work, you know? So doing things are like a little unconventional, okay, but making it work for you and looking good while doing it. And then certain people are kind of like, oh, well, I wouldn't be able to do that kind of thing, you know? I always use the same example from Mean Girls where I forget who does it, but someone cuts a hole in Regina's shirt and she kind of like walks around with her bra showing. And instead of it embarrassing her and making her less popular, it makes her even more popular. And everyone like now comes to school with like a cutout shirt with their bra showing. And it's kind of like where someone's trying to make you look stupid or make you look more unpopular, it's working in your favor instead of against it, you know? So you're wearing something and it's working for you, but someone else wouldn't be able to wear that, and now they're upset, you know? So they're going to try to sabotage you in some way, and it still ends up with you coming out on top because you have spirit in your corner on this one, you know? Whatever this may be, your work, your persona, your work life persona, whatever it may be, okay? But it's definitely dreams coming true, hot commodity. You're just sitting back and like vetting offers, like, who do I want to work with? You know, you're not overworking yourself, even though you are busy, but it's because you're busy with people wanting to work with you instead. You're not chasing, you're attracting, is the vibe coming through, honestly, here. And then we have this Queen of Pentacles, which is giving the same energy of sitting down and receiving, right? Or having people come to you instead of you chasing after them. You sitting in your bag, okay? But a lot with patterns coming through. I'm getting like a lot of flowy textures as well. Yellows are very prominent, so yellow could be something you look good in, or colors you're experimenting with, okay? Oh boy, I feel like I'm talking a lot. So you could be talking a lot, using your voice and breath a lot as well. Breath work could also be something you're working on, whether it's through meditation, whether it's because you are someone who sings and you have to, like, you know, use your diaphragm in the proper way so you can still breathe and not sound like out of breath, you know, when you're singing, stuff like that. but breathing is definitely something that's like coming through, but like in the tummy area, the diaphragm. Like I remember when I was in chorus, I'm in Florida, they would teach us how to breathe properly, or like the right spots to take a rest and breather during the song, so you're not like people aren't hearing you breathe essentially. So that could be something you're working on, or just breath work, child. Okay, some of you could be trying to heal, like, I don't know, wounds around not speaking, right? Or just like letting out sounds. Maybe you were like a pipsqueak mouse when you were a child, you didn't really talk a lot, and now you're like using or utilizing those vocal cords in like a productive way, in a way that kind of builds you up and makes you feel powerful. Because I'm kind of getting a reference. So I host dance classes like on Wednesdays, and there's this one instructor that I work with who I would say we're kind of friends. Like we're getting to know each other, right? Because we go out sometimes after class and hang out. So I wouldn't say like we're friends yet, but we know each other. We see each other often. So during her classes, she's very big on deep breaths and then audible sound when you breathe out. So, and then like, throwing it away as loud as you can, like using breath and, your voice to calm yourself, or use your voice instead of not using it at all, Something like that is coming through, okay? I'm also hearing somatic healing, so some of you could be getting into that as well. I don't know why, for some reason, I thought it had something to do with, like, sound. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't, okay? And I'm like, somatic healing, huh? Sounds like it has to do with, like, singing or something like that, but I don't think that's what it's about. But anyway, that could be coming through, but I'm hearing that as well, okay? So, or just sound healing in general, all right? Okay. You're probably messing around with frequencies, that kind of thing. I'm also hearing subliminals. Like yesterday when I was on YouTube, I have heard of subliminals before, but I never used them. I should start, but I saw like this is the first time I actually got recommended a subliminals, and it's like something you put on when you're sleeping, and it kind of helps you manifest success or love or whatever, you want to manifest in your life. And that's what I'm hearing as well. So if you are trying to manifest more wealth, these could be things you've already been doing, and that's why they're coming through. Somatic healing, sound healing, breath work, stuff like that. Or these are things you could do to get more success, right? Or things that you are well versed in, or not expert, but you know a lot about these things, okay? But that's the vibe that's coming through. Eight of Pentacles is working really hard, and I love how it's coming out under the Two of Pentacles, because those two cards are what's giving me booked and busy. Those are the vibes coming through. You don't have a lot of time for people when you rest. It's just you, yourself, and you. You need a lot of you time, because you're spending a lot of time around other people, right? So decompression could be something that's coming through as well. But yeah, something about dreams making a reality, right? And you are also protecting your energy as well, because the Seven of Wands is a big vibe of that. Protecting your energy, being very protective, keeping people at bay, keeping their opinions at bay. Especially the more success you achieve, the more you're going to have people who are just upset just to be upset, right? Like, what is it? Something for something's sake. They're upset just to be upset at you and be mad that you're right, feeling yourself, or that you're in control, you're in demand, you make your own schedule, people come to you, you don't have to really chase behind them. That kind of thing is what's initially or honestly just coming through here. So you're giving King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles vibes, as well as the Two of Pentacles, which is balancing your schedule really well, your commitments, And then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is mastery, practicing and practicing and practicing until you become an expert at something, putting a lot of effort and time into something, right? So you're working a lot, okay? Whether it's like working on projects, because that's what the Eight of Wands in this deck particularly gives me. Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands is like a big energy for you as well, I feel like, too. Eight of Wands, like a bunch of things coming your way really quickly, in the creative arts aspect, right? Of things that you're creating and putting out there and receiving back, energy wise. A lot of that is going around, whether it's people talking or people wanting to work with you, that kind of thing. But Eight of Pentacles in this deck specifically is definitely giving me someone who's like a master at their craft, or someone who's working to become a master at their craft, or spending more time honing their skills, okay? Boom. Now, let's get into, I don't want to spend too much time talking, because that's what makes the reading so long for no reason. But it's definitely giving force to be reckoned with. Is what your vibe is definitely giving right now, okay? So let's get into these cards to end out your reading. What vibe are my group 2s giving off? How many cards are these? That is way more than enough. We have, yeah, bountiful harvest, exactly. Thank you for confirming, Spirit, because I'm just sitting here talking a bunch of mess. Nope. It is being confirmed. Appreciate y'all. We have shapeshifter, so you becoming what you need to be, and she looks kind of scary and intimidating, which is the Queen of Wands vibe, you know? She's lurking beneath the water, just, you know, making things happen. People are like, what sorcery are you doing? People could be kind of scared of you in a way. If it's not intimidating, it's definitely scared, okay? Like, what are you doing? You know, especially if you're someone who was into the more woo-woo manifestation, breath work, that kind of stuff, chanting, subliminals. People are like, that's sorcery, that's evil, da, 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 da. Like, manifestation is not a thing. Whatever people be wanting to say to try to make people who are more spiritual feel like, oh, we're crazy or whatever. Especially if you're into that kind of stuff, people are kind of like scared of you in a way because you said you were going to do something and you ended up doing it, and they're kind of like, oh, wow. So you do wield some kind of power, or what you are saying you're doing does wield some kind of power or hold some kind of weight, and now they're scared because people are scared of what? Things that they don't know about, the unknown, you know? So yeah. Okay, and then we have Mother Nature. You should be, is what I just heard. You can be also spending more time in nature, right? By the water, in a park, because with these 2 pentacles, these 2 pentacle cards coming out, but there's also the 2 pentacle cards over here. There could be something here about you spending more time in nature, you know, grounding yourself, because Mother Nature is actually coming out. But these 2 people in the King and Queen of Pentacles, they're sitting on a rock. They're sitting on a rock and they're just, you know, admiring nature. This lady has collected her peaches, okay, and I'm pretty sure those are lemons. And then the Queen of Pentacles is picking the peaches, right? Also while holding her pentacle. But yeah, shapeshifter is definitely, like I said, there is something here about you trying a bunch of different things, maybe a bunch of different aesthetics, a bunch of different stuff. I think it was for your group. I was like, if you want to get up and go bowling, you go bowling. If you want to go on a trip, you go on a trip. So you're becoming someone who's doing a bunch of different stuff, right? It's like, I'm living life to the fullest, essentially. You know, I want to go skydiving one day, but who does that? And then, but I also want to go deep sea diving. And then you're doing that as well. And it's kind of like, that's like, you know, crazy talk, but then you're also doing like regular stuff. You're doing a lot of the big extravagant stuff, and it's just like, you know. But yeah, bountiful harvest, you're someone who is in their energy of like receiving all the things that they have been wanting, and it could be making people a little scared of you or your manifesting abilities. Okay, some people could think you're doing like evil, heavy emphasis on the parentheses, you know, the air quotes, because people, I don't know. And look, in this card as well, he's also picking the fruit from, yeah, you've been growing something for a long time and now you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. She has the corn maize, she has the peaches, she has the pentacle, and then she has the lemon. I think it's a lemon or a pear, whatever one it is. And then in this card here, she's also picking it from her tree, right? And she's surrounded by beautiful flowers, so maybe you're getting your flowers while you're alive, that kind of thing. But anyway, that's coming through. Then we have Mother Nature here with all the different elements surrounding her. Let's get into this last deck here to see what else is coming through for you guys. Let me get some closing messages for my group 2s, please, Spirit. On what are their looks giving? What are their vibes giving? Lately, those are too many cards. I'll take these 2 and that's about it. Okay, we have bad company. This is the second time this card has come out. And then we have mind your own. That's exactly what you're doing. Interesting. So maybe the people you used to hang out with are no longer resonating with you, you know, on a cellular level, on a vibrational level, and you're kind of pushing them out. You know what it's kind of giving me? Not to keep bringing it up, but you know in Mean Girls where Regina was surrounding herself with all these pathetic, I'm not going to like say they're not pathetic because I do believe they were kind of, especially Gretchen Wieners, like she was your friend, right? And you're like so easily turning on her. It's very ridiculous. And then Karen was just like, you know, brainless, you know, but she act like but I don't know. But it's just ridiculous. Friends that you don't want, essentially. Bad company. You are realizing certain things because your vibration is, heightening, I guess you could say. And when it heightens, it's kind of like certain things fall away from your life. Whether it's habits, whether it's people, whether it's things, places, ideas, beliefs, things fall away as you are elevating or ascending. And some of those things are friends. And that's why they say when God takes certain people out of your life, it's for a reason, because you need them to be gone in order for you to elevate to this next stage in your life. So you're like, oh my gosh, I just lost a friend. And it's just kind of like, okay, but you asked for this. You asked me to do this. You said you wanted to be in a specific, I don't know. You wanted to be in a specific area in your life. You wanted to do this. You wanted to do that. You wanted to be rich. And it's like, in order for you to do that, you have to let these people go. And it's something that may be hard at a certain time, or you don't believe that person's bad company. But it's kind of giving me that song, Megan Thee Stallion made, where she was like, I asked God to take away certain people from my life, and I'm always surprised about who he takes, or something like that. It's funny how I say the same prayer to the Lord, and I'm always surprised about who he takes, something like that, Yeah, she's like, save me from those who fake. It's funny how I say the same prayer to the Lord, and I'm always surprised about who he takes, something like that. But basically, she's asking the Lord to get her certain places, to bring her through certain things, to protect her. And when he's taking away friends, and friends are falling out of, falling back and falling off, and you know what I mean? She's like, oh, wow. I asked him to do that, and he did it, but I'm surprised about who fell away, essentially. So bad company is definitely the vibe coming through. And it's like, because you were letting go of that bad company, now you're minding your own business. You're like worried about yourself. And that's absolutely what I said about you being on your own more. Because the Crown of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, she's sitting by herself. She's not like surrounded by people. And sometimes the road to success is very lonely. Or the top, when you reach the top, is very lonely, because everyone wants to be better than you. Or they want you to be on the same page. So when you're doing so well and they're not doing good, some certain friends can like start having like, all these feelings about you. And it's kind of like, well, that's life. That's life. But you planted your trees, your orange tree, your peach tree, you planted that corn, and now it's time for the harvest. Now you're taking and you're, coming and eating. I can't articulate it properly. I'm so sorry. Now you're finally, setting up your table, and you're putting the cornucopia down full of all the stuff you manifested for yourself. And your friends are like, their baskets are empty, right? Because they wasn't putting in the work that you've been putting in, or they weren't working as hard as you, and they expected you to give off of your plate. And it's kind of like, no, Spirit is like, no, keep them over there where they at. That kind of thing, So when it does come time, if this hasn't happened already, and these friends are falling away, I do believe Mother Nature and breathing and maybe the things that I mentioned, subliminals and somatic healing, could help you in a kind of way when it comes to feeling very lonely, or attracting the people who can actually, meet you right here, not down here, not up here. They're meeting you right there, right in the middle, okay? So I think that's all I have for you, though. It's definitely giving sage, older, wiser. You're no longer chasing friend. Now you're chasing success. Now you're chasing being comfortable. You're chasing vacations. You're chasing your happiness instead of trying to please everyone else around you. And it's making people upset. And that happens. That's life, right? Anyway, yeah, bad company. People who you used to hang out with are now like looking at you side-eye, bombastic style, like, oh, who she thinks she is, da 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 da. So it's just like, you're minding your own now, because people are like bad company. You know what I mean? Bad mind, bad mouth, bad vibes. Bad minding you, and just like, oh, this person, who she thinks she is, da da da. Those aren't friends. Bye. Okay? But I'll leave reading right here. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 3s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 3 or just option 3, however you made your way here, welcome. Thank you for joining me here. Today's reading is going to be about what are your looks giving? What are your vibes giving? I'm not sure if I'm going to use verses, but it doesn't really matter since we're going over both. What are your looks giving lately? What are your vibes giving lately? Simple, straightforward. Let's get into it. Okay. So we have, okay, so maybe you're, okay, so I love how these cards came out actually, so we're going to get into it. So we have the Five of Cups in reverse, and then we have the Ace of Cups, okay? So you could be going from someone who's like very sad or down on their luck, or someone who was always like, I don't want to say crying over spilled milk, or like just someone who wasn't, it's kind of like wah, crybaby vibes. You know, like something's not going your way, you're throwing a tantrum. Now, instead of doing that, it's kind of like your inner energy of like opening. I'm seeing a flower blooming, and the flower that is blooming is like a lotus, right? And relax. The thing about lotuses, right, is that they bloom in the ickiest and muckiest, or they bloom from the ickiest and muckiest of conditions. So they're usually covered in like filth. And when you take away the nasty, grimy, slimy filth covering the lotus, it blooms the beautiful flower that we know, lotus, right? So that is coming through right now. That's the vibe is coming through for you guys. Now, this reading is both about looks and vibes. So that could be something coming through. Maybe you're someone who went from like hiding and like not being seen as you truly were. You were being seen with the grime on you, right? And now you're being seen with as the lotus flower, you know? So transformation vibes coming through. So you've changed in some kind of way that has made you more beautiful, more resilient. And look, guys, stop. In the picture here, we have the freaking lotus flowers. I think they're lotus flowers, either lotus flowers or lily pads. Both, I don't know. Those are the flowers I always get confused, but I do believe these are lily pads. But anyway, and then we have the kind of Queen of Pentacles that like want to stay out. So I guess that's coming through. This has come out in every single reading so far. So group 1, 2, and now 3. What I'm trying to do is get your cards to come out. We're going to start off with what your looks giving now. So how are you looking to the people around you? Some of you may be coming from group 2 or may have felt called to group 2, because I'm hearing the song that was coming through for group 2 for you guys. It's I forget which song it's from by Megan Thee Stallion, but she's like, it's funny how I say the same prayer to the Lord and I'm always surprised by who he takes. So that's like referencing how she tells the Lord, like, I guess, protect her, hold her, keep her away from negative energies, bad vibes, that kind of thing. And she's always surprised when he does follow through, but it happens to be the friends and people in her life she wasn't expecting, right? Or everyone, honestly. So let's get into it. For my group 3s, please, Spirit, what are their looks giving lately? I just love putting it that way. What are your looks giving? And they are giving, because the Six of Pentacles is the giving card. So they're definitely giving. Okay, you're generously serving looks out here. And we have the Queen of Pentacles coming through again. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles coming through again. So there's something here about finding yourself, okay? You're finding your fashion, you're finding your thing. Because look at what sis is doing. Or what she's wearing in Nine of Pentacles. Like, she's wearing these like rain boot kind of things with like this prettiest, frilliest, girliest outfit ever. Like, the boots don't go along with it, or shouldn't, but it truly does, honestly, if we're looking at her in the picture. She's working it. And it's kind of like, okay. So I'm hearing something here about unconventional. That could be like your vibe or your look right now. You're mixing things that don't usually go together, right? But you're making it work. Now, I just heard like, what's the fabric that we use for like sweaters? Like fluffy material mixed with like silk. So you have like a silk bottom with like a very fluffy, frilly, furry top. And people are like, those don't go together. But it's kind of like, it does in my book. It does now, right? Because you're working it. And there's an air of luxury coming through all groups today, which is very, I'm not surprised. But so far, you guys have got all 3 Pentacle cards. So the Six of Pentacles is about being generous. Like I said, you guys are serving looks. You're kind of like, A look for you. A look for you. I'm hearing a lookbook. So you could be someone like fashion designs, fashion. I'm getting that vibe for you guys, right? Not any like just you guys alone. You're like literally making your own clothes, you know? And it's kind of like I'm hearing like satin lined fur coats and like chiffon and like all these fabrics are coming through. And I'm not that big of a fashion girly myself. So the fact that I'm naming fabrics, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's coming through, you know? So that could be something you do. You're making your own clothes and people are talking about it, right? But in making your own clothes, you're mixing like unconventionality with conventionality, and people are kind of like, oh, I think I like that. And now they want to buy it from you and they're asking like where you got it from. So for example, I have like would I call her a friend? I guess we're not close and I wouldn't say we're friends, but we are of the same friend group, okay? And she kind of like crochets clothing. And it's something she's really good at. Like she's really good at making an outfit out of nothing and combining different patterns and different fabrics together to make her clothes look good. And it looks good on her. And I'm pretty sure if anybody else in the friend group would wear it, they would look toe up from the flow up. But she makes it work. She's very much boho chic vibes. But the fact that she makes full clothing. She makes the tops, the bottoms, and the hats out of like crochet fabric. And that's not something everyone can do. Not everyone can make clothes, right? Or like wear their own clothing, right? It's giving Raven Baxter vibes, where she was her own subject. She would wear the clothes and she would model them as well. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have to do that because if you can't afford to have people model your clothes for you, you have to do it yourself. You know? If you're not going to be your biggest advocate, who will be? Like, come on now. Let's be serious. Let's be for real. Especially in this world we live in where haters are a dime a dozen. Like, we're like, oh no, I'm not going to wear that. You know what I mean? But secretly envying you because you can make it and wear it at the same time. But anyway, deep breath. Sigh. Yes, I needed that because, okay. So your looks is definitely giving a lookbook. You could have like a bunch of different designs in one little book. You could draw, shade in, that kind of thing. And that's how people are viewing you right now. It's giving fashion designer. And even if you don't create looks, like draw them and do that, but you're creating it by wearing it, putting different things together and making it work for you, okay? Pink is coming through a lot. Pink pants here, pink in the dress, and then we have pink coming through here. So pink could be a big thing for you, right? This outfit here is giving like, I don't know, high society, is that what it's called? Old money, I should say, I guess I could say. It's kind of like giving like when they go out to a function, like rugby, I think is what it's called. I'm pretty sure in England they have mad rugby events where all the elite of England comes out and watch. Like I remember they watched the Prince Harry and them do rugby, you know what I mean? And all the rich people would be on the side just like watching, Is it like a derby? I'm not sure. I know that there's a Kentucky Derby in America where the rich also come out and dress up in their little big fancy big hats and, watch the is it cars? I don't really know much about the Kentucky Derby. I think it's cars, or is it horse racing? Don't ask me. I don't know. But those big high society fancy events, horse racing, Kentucky Derby, F1 racing, that kind of stuff, that's giving rich and famous, okay? Or people who have money are coming to those events, right? And it's all about the looks. Okay, so it's definitely giving while you're out there going to certain events, you're giving a lookbook. People can put together and say, yeah, she served at this event and she served at this event, that kind of thing. People are keeping tabs on what you're wearing. Okay, that's all that's the best way I can describe it. They're holding or waiting with bated breath to see what you wear next. Okay. But things like your hair is coming through very strongly for this group specifically. We have the hat coming through, then we have her nice, like, I think it's not auburn, but it's like reddish, brownish colored hair coming through here, okay? And then a red lip is very important because each of these girls have a red lip. We love a red lip, okay? So that could be a signature. And it's funny how I was curling my lips ridiculously when I said that. So your lips are definitely coming through for what your looks are giving. Your lips are always nice, red and succulent, and people want to, Ew, people are dirty. I heard they want to suck the lipstick off. Excuse me. Down, boys, behave. But that's what's coming through. You're also giving outdoorsy. This look also gives very outdoorsy, you know, like I'm going for a hike, going on a walk, but make it cute. Okay. So no matter what you're doing, no matter how mundane, you're making it a look, right? And then here in this one, we have her little flowers around her head, also her red lip. So that's coming through. And then we have the knee-high boots. This is definitely a look right here, okay? Because where is the green coming from? Where in her outfit is giving that she can wear these green boots? Like, whatever she's with her dress, the circles or round things are giving like gray. It's not giving green. But she's making it work, guys. All these women are. And then here, this is like more so cohesive in my opinion, because we have the pink in the sweater, we have the pink in the pants, and we also have the green in the sweater. Okay, so this is working, it's giving. But these are more so a mixture of colors and textures and certain things that most people really wouldn't wear, but you're making it work, right? These are long shorts aren't really a thing. I haven't really seen many people wear it. But the way she's rocking them in this is like, it's giving. It's like, yeah. Chef's kiss, okay? So things you wear around your hair or your hair in general is coming through, okay? But the energy of the cards alone is just definitely giving secure, confident, okay? I'm hearing flawless, elegant. So that's the kind of vibe coming through here. It's not too showy, but it's definitely giving a rich lady laugh. Like I'm trying to do a rich lady laugh. Oh my gosh, don't mind me. I can't. I try my hardest. You know how there's a rich man laugh and a rich lady laugh? It's like giving haughty, like, you peasant. That's the kind of oh my gosh, that's the kind of energy you guys are giving. Or, you know, we have so many more cards left. Okay, wait, are we taking all of these? No, we're not. I refuse. You're giving sex appeal as well, because we have this devil card coming through. All my, you know, and boots are coming through. Boots and flats. Yeah, boots, flats, boots. Okay, cowgirl boots to be more specific for other people. Okay, knee-high boots for others. What were these called again? Rain boots for others of you. 10 of Cups, I'm just showing it to you because it was also at the bottom of the deck when I was shuffling for you guys at the beginning. So I guess it wants to come out. 10 of Cups energy. People just feel really happy around you. It's like giving like someone's like always quirky and always themselves. And you feel like just, I don't know, like you can be more yourself around them. You feel safe around them, you know? Someone who takes chances with someone who takes chances with their looks, you know, breeds some kind of, I don't know, make people feel comfortable around them. And then we have this Three of Wands. So it's definitely giving someone who's exploring their looks, okay? It's mostly giving clothes, but for some of you, it's giving hair, and it's giving the lipstick you wear. Maybe you're going more bold with the color. Maybe you're going more nude with the color. Maybe you guys have a lip kit combo you use as well. That's coming through as well. But it's definitely giving like, you know, attraction to people, or people are attracted to you. For some of you, it could be in a salacious way. Others of you may just be in like a, I want to see more, you know, what that person has to offer. Okay. Anything else coming through? And look at how she has this long ponytail. And so does she. Yeah. Long braided ponytails could also be important for you guys. I'm also seeing baby hair in this girl's photo right here. If you can kind of see it. If not, I'm not bugging, it's still there. And then we have this rainbow coming through in the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Wands. So the more you explore, the more you're happy. Your looks just give happy, especially I feel like you're giving like a very vibrant, beautiful pop of color, you know, in every outfit you wear. Here, she's like the pop of color in the friend group. So is she, and so is she. She's just kind of giving but these three friends are definitely giving pops of color in their look, okay? So that's just an energy. Your clothing is like making people happy. Or the fact that you look happy in your clothing is making people happy, right? So there could be something here about like a weight transformation maybe as well. Maybe you lost a little bit of weight and now you're feeling yourself. You know what I mean? Maybe you're walking more. Maybe you're hiking more. Maybe you're making hiking fashionable and pretty, right? That's definitely coming through. Being outside is a big thing for you guys. Now let's get into what your vibes are giving. So your lips are giving, not your lips. See, your lips keep coming through. I meant to say your looks are giving like a bold red lip and lots of color. But true. Very adventurous, very playful. I'm trying to get some examples for who I can like tell you for like looks that you can. I'm hearing Jenny Ortega. She has been like, it's not touring. She's been promoting Wednesday, the new season, and she's looking like very unconventional. Like she's getting rid of her eyebrows or they're bleached, and she's like, I don't know, she just looks more like gothy than usual. Anybody else that I think there's a girl on social media. I tried to mention her in another reading, but I couldn't remember her name. Now I remember. I think her name was like Color Me Courtney on Instagram. She just like dresses in all pops of color. That's all she dresses in. Color, 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 color. You're never gonna see her in no dull gray. You're gonna see her in like a bright, vibrant red, a bright, vibrant blue, you know, pink, whatever the color may be, right? And then I'm also hearing Melanie Martinez as well. So maybe that's the kind of look you give Baby Doll, that kind of thing. Or maybe you're giving more so her new look, which is like alien. You know what I mean? And that would tie very well in with the whole Jenny Ortega vibe coming through as well, okay? I'm also hearing stage makeup. That was very random that came through. Stage makeup. Prosthetics is also what I'm hearing as well. Okay. Group 3. What is their overall vibe? Please, what is their vibe giving? And this, okay. This is the exact card that was stuck at the bottom of the deck with the 10 of Cups, but I didn't want to like bring them out too quickly. Okay. But what is your overall vibe giving? I want to get some more cards to see what they have to say. Behave yourself. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. We have the 9 of Cups. Ooh. So you guys are giving me like mystical creature vibes coming through here, where people aren't believing you're real. You know, how they're seeing you, what they're seeing about your life is real. We have 7 of Pentacles. And since when is the 7 of Pentacles a pregnant lady? Maybe people are seeing you as like mother material. Maybe you're dressing more like artsy, boho chic, stuff like that. Flowy dresses, you know. Ace of Pentacles is just more happy and lovey-dovey in general. So some of you could be in like a lover girl energy right now for what your vibe is definitely giving. Ready to give and receive love, honestly, which is very delicious. And the 9 of Pentacles is kind of like calling in that reality, right? Calling in your heart's deepest desire, because that's essentially what the 9 of, you know, Cups mean. A wish coming true. And the way she's just sitting there looking very, like, you know, fulfilled is definitely a beautiful thing coming through here. And then 7 of Pentacles, some of you could be nesting to have babies, which is why you're in more like flowy, beautiful dresses, okay? Others of you may just love dresses, know how they look on you, okay? Maybe some of you could have like very puppy dog, fairy, really cutesy, mermaidy kind of look to you as well, because that's the vibe that's coming through as well. I don't know why. I'm getting that. Yeah, I can't explain it. Okay, then we have the Magician coming through here for your overall vibe. So your overall vibe is just giving a tinge of magic, you know? Some call it magic, the things I see. And I'm hearing it's just like magic, okay? And what is that song? It's just like magic. Which song is coming through? Is it the Ariana Grande one? Just like magic. Yeah, it is being black like this. But I'm also hearing with a finger to my thumb and then I snap it. Hey, just like magic. So both of those songs are coming through, but either way, it has something to do with like magic, right? Maybe some of you are giving like black girl magic, black boy magic, black man magic. I'm not sure. Just take it if that resonates for you. Your vibe is giving hardworking, but it's also giving like nesting or taking care of something before it's time for you to like show to the world. You know, nesting, watering seeds that still need to be fully blossomed or bloomed before anyone can come and compliment your garden. You know what I mean? Okay, what other cards are coming through? I love how she's definitely giving like, look at this look. Like, what do you mean? It's giving Harry Potter, for being honest here. Some of you could be giving, you're a wizard, Harry. That could be coming through as well. And that's what I was getting about like mystical creature vibes, you know? It's kind of like giving you're supposed to be a nymph on the side of a small river, minding your business. Why are you here with mere mortals? You know what I mean? You're supposed to be frolicking and you know, placing pixie dust everywhere. Why are you here in front of me at work, Susan? Like, that's the kind of energy coming through for you guys, okay? So you're definitely giving like very whimsical vibes, okay? And it is definitely giving like very colorful, very flowery, very beautiful vibes coming through as well, okay? Let's see what else came through. We have the Crone of Swords, and then we have the High Priestess. So yeah, there's something here about you seeing and doing things that other people can't. The High Priestess sees all. I kind of forgot where I left off. That's crazy. I didn't even pause the reading or anything. I just feel like has anyone ever like been reading and they hear like a scratching of a tape and like everything they read before that kind of goes away? I heard like, and then I blanked. Wow, okay. Just like maybe that's what happens. You put like a spell over people. One minute they remember something, the next minute they forget why they're there and what they're doing because the spell like kind of wears off sometimes. But we have the Crone of Swords here, which is the King of Swords. And it's definitely gives like very talkative, but I'm also hearing like very experimental, very sly, very sneaky, you know, very reserved, keep to themselves kind of energy. Who is, I'm trying to figure out who that is. Thought I heard something. That's weird. See, you guys are definitely giving like very out of the box, very weird, very magical, very did that just happen? Did I just do that? Is this person even real? Kind of energy for sure. Coming through with you guys. That's what your vibe is very much like giving. Like this is like giving out of body experience, out of this world experience. You know what I mean? It's like watching a unicorn come up to you in real life. And you're kind of like, aren't unicorns supposed to be fake? And they're like, no, there's one right in front of you. You know what I mean? That's the kind of energy coming through. I love that though, honestly. The High Priestess tends to be someone who is more in the shadows. So your vibe is definitely giving someone who, like, you know, spends time. I swear I'm hearing a door open. High Priestess is about someone who's dwelling in the dark, but also in the light. So there could be something here about that. It's like 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're not. Maybe you're someone who kind of like drifts away. You drift away, you get bored easily in a conversations. You kind of slip in and out of conversations. That could be what that pausing and starting could mean. Like you start and you forget where you are, you forget what you're doing there, and you kind of continue moving on and like starting new experiences with other people. And people are kind of like left like, wait, what did I do wrong? Where did I go? Why did she leave? Why did he leave? Kind of energy. Just like because maybe you get overstimulated, maybe you don't have that much energy or time for someone at that moment, you know? I'm about to start going out swinging because I swear. Don't piss me off. Because I keep hearing a ch, like someone's opening the door outside, but no one's here but me. Piss me off. Anywho. This Crone of Swords, King of Swords, looks like he's up to no good. So you could definitely be giving off a vibe of like being very naughty, very mischievous, wanting to learn more, wanting to know more. So doing a lot of reading as well. But there's something here about you giving like a very open, kind-hearted energy to you. Maybe like even motherly, if that makes sense, because here's Seven of Pentacles, she's kind of pregnant. Here she looks someone who's like very open, you know, she has her legs open, like here come, you need some food, you need a hug, that kind of thing. And then in the beginning we have this Ace of Cups energy coming through here. Maybe this High Priestess can also like reference you like, how can I describe it? Trailing off in the middle of conversations. Like, so leaving things up in the air, open-ended, right? But you're definitely seen as someone who's a hard worker. And because of that, you like to get what you want. Or things just like happen to you very serendipitously. You could also be someone who's like, I don't know, like a little more quiet, reserved to yourself. Maybe there's like, if I didn't say this already, because I kind of feel like my mind is going away a little bit the more I get into your energy, but it's like you trail off during conversations. You get really quiet sometimes, and that's when the mysterious side comes out. And then other times you're really upbeat, very friendly, very, you know, talkative, very chatty, right? So it's definitely giving that like in the middle between dark and light vibes here with the High Priestess coming through. But I do want to get some more cards here. Anything else coming through for my group threes, please, Spirit? What is their energy giving, hardworking, master manifester? Very smart, very sharp, very intelligent. You asked the right questions, that's what I just heard as well. And you listen really well because we have listen coming through here. You are very much like someone who's in their own world, very much in their head a lot of the times. That's definitely a big vibe coming through. But here we have listen. I'm hearing we listen, we don't judge. So maybe some of you are really nice about that. Listening to people's problems without like casting judgment on them. Anything else fell out? I'm trying to figure out what card this is. Just look at how scary she looks here. We have forgiveness. Ooh, interesting. This is like a very scary looking person. You guys can like make I heard sick quips, but funny like little sayings or like, I don't know, comments in your mind. Because there was something that I wanted to say about this person, but I said it in my head and like laughed. And then when I went to say it and say what I said, I forgot what I said. Which is very like, it's not weird for like a specific group in these readings, but it's just like very funny. There could also be something here about you cutting through the BS and asking like very straightforward questions. That's what your vibe is definitely giving. No nonsense. Don't play around with me. I'm getting very big like teacher vibes. Like you're the cool teacher that everyone loves, but you're also still a teacher. You're going to ask the hard questions. You're not here to be friends with everyone, but you're like the cool young teacher, young hip teacher. Is the big vibes coming through here, because I don't know what when I trailed off for a second there, I was like seeing something in my mind. And it was something about someone like being mean to someone and then a teacher stepping in and kind of like helping them. You know what I mean? Seeing like, be honest, you know, that kind of energy. So that could be something coming through for y'all. Y'all don't mess with, y'all don't play with secrecy. Which I love keeping secrets. And not like in like a malicious way, but it's kind of like some things are like more my business. Some things are not people's business, you know? Especially with the King of Swords here, the High Priestess. They're very much mind your motherfucking business. Ooh, excuse me. I didn't mean to cuss there. But see, yeah, because I'm not really that much of a cusser or whatever. But I want to say mind your motherfucking business. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, y'all know filter, guys. When y'all ready. Interesting. Maybe there's something here about you being a vault as well, because we have listen, but we don't have anything about talking to other people. So like when people say things, they kind of stay within the vault of that you are. With the High Priestess especially, you know how to keep a good secret. Okay. So the vibe you're mostly giving is like quiet to yourself. And so it's time for you to be really out there. So like I said, you're giving up the really cool artsy teacher who like, you know, interacts with students. She's very fun, but then when it's time for her to go home, she's very much like quiet, decompressing from the day, doesn't really want to be bothered. So you have your moments of being on, and then you have your moments of being more quiet and like introspective for sure with this group here, okay? I think I pulled from these already, just making sure. But this is definitely saying forgiveness. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Maybe you're learning how to forgive people, or you're not no longer asking for forgiveness. That could be something coming through. Just a really good listener. Group 3, you're definitely giving me my more mature, cognizant group where you kind of watch what you say, but sometimes you just don't because you don't really want to cause trouble. Or that's the kind of person you're evolving into. Here we have jokes on you. Interesting. So just one more card. I'll take this. And then we have shapeshifter. That's what I mean. Like you're turning from one thing to the next, because we have these very playful, beautiful, colorful cards coming out. But then we also have these more serious, straightforward, interesting. Shapeshifter, yeah, you know how to be who you need to be in order to get information out on someone. That's why the joke really does be on them, because they think they have one over on you and they can go tell this person. I thought I was going to say, child. Yeah, someone can go tell somebody something about you, thinking that it's going to make them like turned off or whatever. But instead it's like, oh, well, joke's on you. I like that. You know what I mean? Or people come telling you about someone else, like, oh my gosh, this person's so weird, you should see how they wear their hair and they wear their shoes, instead of you being like, oh yeah, you're like, okay, joke's on you, I like that. You know what I mean? Like holding people accountable for what they say. I'm also hearing you're kind of good with confrontation as well. But there's a lot going on in your head, guys. I don't know how to decipher that. I don't want to keep pausing for no reason. Because anywho. But yeah, we have the shapeshifter and then we have the jokes on you. So I do believe you're someone who embodies a bunch of different people, aesthetics, personalities, and people try to make it seem like a bad thing in your opinion. or they try to make it seem like a bad thing, but in your opinion, it's really a good thing. The joke's on them, the joke's on you, but the joke is not literally on you. But you know how people say joke's on you, that this card says it's kind of like the joke is more so on them than it is on you, because my man like this, my girl like this, my something like this. There's no need for you to be like, oh, you know what I mean? But very blunt, very straightforward. It's definitely giving if someone comes to you with like some tea or information, like I said before, I think at least, you're gonna blow up their spot and be like, oh well, joke's on you. They already told me that. Or joke's on you. They already said you said this about me. Or joke's on you. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? That kind of energy. But you are very quirky. Very, very, very quirky. I'm also hearing you're not afraid of tears. You're not afraid of uncomfortable conversations. And that's the vibe you're giving as well. So you're definitely like the advocate. You're definitely the person who's sticking up for people and talking about the things that need to be talked about. But I'm going to leave you reading right here, though. I don't want to keep talking about it. Whew, boy. Interesting. I also just heard I'd rather ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. So you could be someone who's also very independent. And you don't want to sit there and, ask for someone's permission. You rather just do something and ask for their forgiveness, right? Interesting. Okay, but I'm going to leave you reading right here. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You also need like very cutesy, adorable, not little girl, but just cutesy energy. Anything else? I'm hearing wise beyond your years. Very like intuitive, yes, but I'm looking for not perceptive either, but it's like giving like eagle eyes. You see everything, you catch everything. You may not say you saw everything, but there are some things that you do see. That kind of thing is also coming through as well. But very quiet, very much an observer, more so than like action oriented person. Very quirky. I love this reading. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. I'll leave it here. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you'd ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye.